love, unity, civilization, and total chaos.
That was a quick switch. You are watching dvtv Live. We are live tonight on the 11th of May. And it's kind of a busy news week, isn't it?
I know, it totally is.
We've got some catching up to do.
Yeah.
Because last week we started talking about the Affordable Health Care Act, which is anything but affordable.
It is not affordable.
It is not
at
affordable.
All.
Now, it's only been through the House. The Senate may break it down, but just look this up on Google, people, because it's outrageous. The list of I have a long list.
Rape?
Yeah. Well, first of all, rape as a pre-existing condition.
How is that a pre-existing condition?
And think about it now. There is yet another. Rapes go seriously unreported all around the world, and especially in this country. There is a serious disincentive to now report the rape of crime if this bill becomes law, because you lose your insurance.
And if you have a family, it just makes things worse.
Yeah, you lose your insurance for yourself, for your family. So Trump has put rape into, I don't know what category to put it into, but he's shoved it into the closet like a retarded relative in the 1800s. Acne, AIDS, Alzheimer's disease, anxiety, asthma, bipolar, cancer. Depression, diabetes, dialysis, menstrual irregularities, hepatitis.
Menstrual irregularities?
All of these things.
You even told me, remember you told me even cesarean sections would be
cesarean sections? They consider that. I don't know how that's pre-existing, but that's a pre-existing condition. Obesity, organ transplants, transsexualism.
How is that a disease?
Sleep apnea, sex reassignment. All of these things are considered under the present Affordable Health Care Act to be preconditions.
I think a lot.
They're going to cut you out of your insurance.
I think a lot of Republicans, if they're sane, they're probably going to vote against that. I mean, seriously, cesarean sections, that's like all the women in America.
Yeah, you would hope so, but a lot of Republicans, and it was only Republicans, voted for this thing in its present form. And they were happy, they were celebrating. Of course, the Democrats, through this vote, they were saying, nah, 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 hey, goodbye to the Republicans, because 2018, we will see.
I mean, there's other diseases that are considered fair existing conditions, like obesity or diabetes. These are some of these pre-existing can be fair, but some of them are just absolutely ludicrous.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
A lot of them target women. So the AHCA is horrible. So we thought we were going to talk about that. Then the French election happened. Hey, the French people. Oh, you have a macaroon or a macaron?
It's a macaron.
It's a macaron.
It's salted caramel. You want it? It's really good.
I'm going to take a little nibble.
We're celebrating the fact that Macron is president and not Marie Le Pen.
Right.
I'm so happy.
It's a defeat for Putin, because Putin was pushing Marie Le Pen. I think these are really good. I'm saving this for later. I think the French people actually saw, first of all, what happened with Brexit.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
That the British people woke up the next morning and said, huh, we did this? What? They looked at the American election.
Yeah, which is a big joke. And they figured,
hey, we're not as stupid as those Americans. So they went full force for Macron, and Le Pen has been canned for the time being.
Thank God.
Yes, for the time being. So that took care of the French election. Then there was the South Korean election on Tuesday.
Oh, yes. We have the president actually won with a 40% vote. And
he's a moderate, right?
Yeah, he's a moderate, more liberal.
Great.
And a lot of the president of China and the president of Prime Minister of Japan, they're actually looking forward to sitting down with him. They have respect for him to negotiate how they're going to strategize in talking to North Korea and simmer them down.
Good news for South Korea because they're not getting any good news from from their American friends.
Well, guess what? President Trump said today that he's looking forward to speaking to the president of South Korea.
Yeah, but he had an argument with the Prime Minister of Australia, you know. So
oh my God,
who knows how that's going to go?
Did you see the dignitary from Germany? She's the Prime Minister?
Yes.
Merkel, yes. Remember when they met? She was like.
And
all those faces, I felt so bad for her.
And Trump would not shake her hand, and neither would the vice president because she's a woman. I mean, think about that.
That's what they said?
Well, no, the vice president has said that like he doesn't hold the door open for other women.
That's because he protect his relationship with his wife, I guess.
Yeah, he won't be alone in a room with another woman.
And I think
that's a good professional arrangement.
I think that's why he probably does that so he doesn't Bill O'Reilly himself. He probably is just taking like super precaution so he doesn't have allegations against him. I guess it's just a career protection. It's extreme, but
right. So anyway, that was all the news up until Tuesday.
Oh God.
Then what happened Tuesday? Oh my God.
Comey.
All hell broke loose because Trump thought he could get away with firing Comey. Now Trump, who blew air kisses. Do we have the air kisses graphic?
Yes, air kisses.
He blew air kisses to James Comey when he first was sworn in. We have that on the CG somewhere. Please show that. It's a precious photo. So he up and fires Comey. He thinks he can get away with it. In the second paragraph, oh, there's the New Yorker cover. Thank you. That's a great cover of the New Yorker. Do we have the air kiss graphic as well? So he thought he could get away with it because he figured, well, Democrats, they all hate Comey.
Yeah.
Because he cost Hillary the election. He has a new assistant attorney general, just confirmed 2 weeks ago, that the Democrats voted for. So he thought he'd get away with it. He thought he'd fire Comey outright.
Yeah.
And nothing would happen and everybody would love him. Nothing could be further from the truth.
There's a huge controversy about it, especially in the way that he did it.
Yeah.
Comey was in Los Angeles.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so he was in Los Angeles giving like this speech to fellow FBI.
It was a recruitment thing, yeah.
And, they're turning on the news and he's like, oh, this is a joke.
Yeah, he
like
saw
laughed
the graphic,
it up. Yeah.
Comey fired by Trump, and he thought it was a joke.
So
and he laughed, yeah.
And then he called the bureau in Washington, and
I
he's
think
like,
people were calling him and saying, somebody in the room was like saying,
you're fired.
No joke.
And he didn't even know, like they didn't even have the decency, Trump didn't even have the decency to give him a call and say, like, we don't believe that you're fit for this job.
Now, I know to the control room we're going way out of order because I didn't bring a rundown sheet out with me. But why did Trump fire Comey? First of all, he said... He's
incompetent.
Well,
apparently.
Yeah, apparently. But the first thing he said in this written statement, and his aides and Spicer was saying, it was because emails of Hillary's emails, the way he handled Hillary's emails in July.
We have a call?
Do we have a call?
No, the rundown sheet.
Oh, thank you, Pepsi, with the rundown sheet, so I know what I'm supposed to be talking about. But I'm bringing it all full circle, of course. So he tries to blame it on Comey's handling of the emails, which nobody believed. So finally today, he came out and actually said, and this may be obstruction of justice, he actually said in the same sentence that because of the Russia investigation, he wanted to end that. So he fired Comey, and it was all his idea. He didn't put it off on this Rod Rosenstein. He didn't put it off on him. He took responsibility for that. And that's good. That's admirable. But it's also obstruction of justice.
He's also giving his administration hell. I mean, that's so sad when he doesn't even have the decency to tell his administration, and Sean Spicer's hiding in the bushes.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Sean Spicer. First of all.
He doesn't even know anything.
He sent out an email, right? The email wasn't transmitting fast enough. I don't know what that means. Emails usually go at the speed of light, but maybe they have some backward servers or something like that in the White House. The email wasn't transferring fast enough, so he leans out into the hallway in the West Wing, out of his office, and shouts to passing reporters, "Comey's been fired." Then he disappears, and his aides lock the door to the press room.
Oh yeah, and then he did some interviews in the dark, right?
Right, yeah. So after that, he was on NBC's set, which is on the north lawn of the White House.
Yeah.
And he's literally hiding in between two bushes. And he won't agree to be interviewed or talk to anybody until they turn all the lights out.
That's so
And
funny.
hiding in the bushes, he answered 10 minutes worth of questions. So why is he paranoid about this? Why should he be paranoid about this? Why is Trump paranoid about this? Because, well, the thing I skipped over was the hearings on Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday. Sally Yates and...
Sally Yates
Sally Yates smacked them
Schooled
down, yes.
them.
And James Clapper, former national, what was his title? He was Director of National Intelligence. There's so many titles, so many acronyms, I get confused. But anyway, I have a clip. Now, we have a clip queued up that shows, first of all, well, let's show Sally Yates cleaning Ted Cruz's clock. Ted Cruz thought he would throw some statutes at this lady, former.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with 8 U.S.C. Section 1182?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Well, it is the binding statutory authority for the executive order that you refused to implement and that led to your termination. So it certainly is a relevant and not a terribly obscure statute. By the express text of the statute, it says, quote, whenever the president finds that the entry of any alien or of any class of aliens into the United States would be detrimental to the interest of the United States, he may, by proclamation and for such period as he shall deem necessary, suspend the entry of all aliens or any class
Watch
of aliens.
him narrow his eyes as he asks his question. Watch
Or
him.
impose on the entry of aliens any restrictions he may deem appropriate.
Look at his eyes.
Would you agree that that is broad statutory authorization?
I would, and I am familiar with that, and I'm also familiar with an additional provision of the INA that says, no person shall receive preference or be discriminated against in issuance of a visa because of race, nationality, or place of birth. That, I believe, was promulgated after the statute that you just quoted.
You tell him how it's promulgated, Sally.
Promulgated.
Yeah, I can't even say it. And immediately on Twitter, as soon as that testimony happened, there were people actually promoting Sally Yates for 2020 presidential candidate. I think she has more sense than to run. Now, the other clip has more to do with Russia and how dangerous it is. And in the testimony of both Clapper and Yates, it wasn't what they said, it is what they didn't say and how they tried to step around and answer the questions without revealing any classified info. Here are two blatant examples of that. Can we roll that other clip?
Yeah.
Over the spring of 2016, multiple European allies passed on additional information to the United States about contacts between the Trump campaign and Russians. Is this accurate?
I can't answer that.
General Clapper, is that accurate?
Yes, it is, and it's also quite sensitive.
Quite
Okay.
sensitive.
Let me ask you
The
this.
specifics are quite sensitive.
Thank you.
During your investigation of all things Russia,
Here's Lindsey Graham.
did you ever find a situation where a Trump business interest in Russia gave you concern?
Qualified answer.
Not in the course of the preparation of the intelligence community assessment.
Since?
I'm sorry?
At all, anytime?
Long pause. Think about it.
Senator Graham, I can't comment on that because that impacts an investigation.
And there is so
Wow.
much. There is so much that we don't know about this investigation. That's the scary part. There's missing parts. There's total mysteries in there. There's pieces that don't connect.
We don't
Most of it has to do with Flynn.
He's a foreign agent. Wonder why they ever brought him in.
Well, at least he registered as a foreign agent after the fact, of course. But yeah, I mean, everybody told Trump to stay away from Flynn. Obama, 2 days after after Trump was elected, said, "Stay away from this guy. It's bad news." People in the FBI, people in his own staff told him, "Stay away from Flynn." What does he do? He hires Flynn.
Why would you do that when your whole staff and the other president, who has no ill will against you, really, he doesn't want you to fail for the good of this country? You know what I mean?
That is the big and pressing question. Why? There is a big why there. There's a big reason. There's something we don't know about, something that Flynn has been involved with, something to do with Trump's Russia business, which he claims he has no business ties to.
Oh, yes, because his sons have complete control of his company now.
Yeah. So somehow he claims that he has no business ties. He claimed it today in that interview with Lester Holt. We will see. As I've said, it's going to be a long, long investigation. Oh, and how about the way Comey was informed? Now, we mentioned before about, like, he found out as he's giving a speech on TVs around him, he saw the news flash, okay? The official letter was delivered by Trump's personal bodyguard. How gangster is that? His bodyguard delivered this letter. His name is Keith Schiller. He's a former New York City cop.
God.
He delivered this letter personally to the FBI office, even though Comey was in Los Angeles. But, many people said this is like the horse's head in The Godfather. This was a message. Look what we're doing to your boss. We'll do it to you if you get too close to this.
That's so gangster. You're right.
Yes, it is that. Well, it's Trump. Trump is very gangster. The thing is that the FBI cannot be dissuaded so easily.
Yeah, it's not.
The FBI
it's
has
supposed to be
broad powers.
Yeah, nonpartisan too.
And they walked in, and Comey was very independent. They walked into the Oval Office or wherever Bill Clinton was and took his blood, took a sample of his blood during the investigation, into the misdeeds by the Clinton administration. The FBI doesn't stop at anything, and they're unlikely. And with all the shit they've been taking from Trump, and now Trump firing their director, I think they're all going to double down.
He can do that, though?
He can do what? He can fire them. Yes, he can fire them as an executive, but he cannot stop the investigation.
Oh, well, that's true.
He cannot direct individual actions of the FBI, but he can choose to, yes.
I didn't know the president can hire and fire the FBI director.
Yes, that is true, yes.
Oh, they can't? Okay.
But it's supposed to be a 10-year term. It's supposed to be, not, as you said, nonpartisan. It's supposed to be apart from the political process. It's designed like that. Well,
who brought him in? Bush, right?
I believe it was Bush, yes. And Obama kept him in. Now this other guy, Rod Rosenstein.
Yeah.
Okay. Just learned his name this week. He's the Assistant Attorney General. As I said, he was confirmed 2 weeks ago. First of all, he was angered, allegedly, he was angered by the letter that was sent out attributing this whole idea of firing Comey to him, to Rosenstein. Rosenstein allegedly didn't like that and supposedly threatened to quit over it.
Wow, I wouldn't be surprised if he respected his boss.
Yeah, and today Trump came out in that interview with Lester Holt and said, no, it was my idea, I did it. At least he took responsibility for it.
He should have concurred with, like, other people.
Well, he never does, and that's why he does all these really dumb moves that get it. And that's why they had no idea the blowback was going to be so hard. He thought everybody was going to be, oh, cool. He
thinks it's a comedy, though.
Yes.
Like, he thinks it's such a comedy.
No, he thinks it's a reality show, and his ratings go up if he fires somebody.
And you know what the worst part is? He finally tweeted today at around 4 o'clock, me and Rosie O'Donnell finally have something in common. And this is when Rosie O'Donnell tweeted, fire Comey.
Yeah, but that was
in like November 2016.
Yeah, when Comey released that letter. A lot of people were pissed off at Comey, and you can be pissed off at Comey, you can be upset, but still be against this outright firing because the firing was clearly done. Trump admitted so much tonight, or this afternoon. This firing was clearly done to stop this investigation.
Or impede it.
Impede it, slow it down, scare them off. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work in the worst. I think it's just going to make things worse for Trump.
So does Trump have the power to institute a director of his choosing, or does it have to be done by the Senate?
Now, Trump gets the Senate confirms, but Trump gets to pick the successor. And some people are saying it might be this Rosenstein guy, who's it apparently wasn't Rosenstein's idea to fire the Attorney General, but to fire the FBI director. But he did write up a memo stating the problems that he had with what Comey was doing, and that memo sparked an idea. Trump, well, we want to get rid of him anyway. Find reasons to fire him, and they did. But Trump has nobody around him. I mean, somebody was reading in the New Yorker an article about how we can get rid of Trump and how unlikely it is. And somebody said the absence of a what the fuck chorus. Nobody around Trump dares to say, what the fuck are you doing? You know, nobody dares to say that. He doesn't hire those kind of people. So
he hires yes men.
He only hires yes men, and he's going to make even more bigger mistakes as it goes along. So cable news this week since Tuesday night, they were all sitting around tables in very hushed tone and crisis mode, and I don't think that's appropriate. I think we should be screaming at the top of our lungs. Do we have a call? Hello, caller. You want to scream at something?
Yeah, just what about Wag the dog? The whole meeting's been all focused on the Kushners selling U.S. citizenships, that EB-5.
Yeah.
Immigration fraud that the Kushners. You think I'm crazy if I say it's Wag the dog? It's to divert attention, distract.
I don't think anybody.
U.S. citizenship to this.
I don't think personally that anybody much cares that in the scheme of things that the Kushners are selling visas or doing whatever. That's kind of expected. That's kind of the level
from a family
of
like
corruption that you would expect it from a family like that. What you don't expect is treason. What you don't expect is the President of the United States to try and cut off an investigation. So what the Kushners are doing is probably very illegal. It may not amount to treason per se. May not be an impeachable offense, but they're violating everything about the emoluments clause. They're doing all kinds of business that they should not do. He is treating the White House as a cash register.
Which is ridiculous. It's a government job.
Yes, it's a government job, yeah. And I think this is going to get, I think this is going to get him in trouble sooner or later with the Republicans. Impeachment can't happen with the current Congress because it's heavily Republican, but sooner or later, the stench is going to get to those Republicans. The stench of this whole thing.
It's going to get to this.
And they're going to realize this Trump guy is dragging us down and the whole party.
And the people will be spoken in 2017 elections.
2018,
18 elections, yeah.
Yeah, so, maybe we have to wait till 2018. But I think the stench will be pretty bad if we do have to wait. And it's going to, if it does wait that long, I think the Republicans are going to be very hurt by Trump and all he is doing.
What do you think about Ray Kelly? Do you think he could be a good FBI director?
He could probably be an okay FBI director. I'm not so, I haven't even thought that far.
His name has been whittled around.
Better than Rudy or Chris Christie, which is the first two people I thought about.
I don't think they're capable enough to do that. And he was a police commissioner for many years.
Nobody wants this job. Nobody wants, Trump has disrespected the FBI so much that nobody actually wants this job.
Even Nixon hasn't disrespected the FBI that much.
No,
and that was Nixon. People used to call him a crook in the 80s and stuff.
Yeah. And he had to come out and say, I'm not a crook. But
I'm not a crook.
And
is that the one where he did that?
Yeah. Trump basically did pretty much the same thing on his Twitter letterhead. I don't know what you call it, the mask that's across your Twitter. He actually put in, like, Director Comey told me 3 times that I'm not under investigation.
Oh yeah, that's what he said in the letter.
Yeah, he testified.
In the letter. And the first time it
crazy,
happened during their lunch, when Comey was talking about the future of his job.
Right, yeah.
And then,
the second one was a dinner or something like that, a phone call.
Oh my God.
There's 2 reasons why Comey got fired. The 2 real reasons are Comey would not pledge loyalty to Trump. He would not blindly follow Trump.
Oh yeah.
Because he's an independent guy.
And you have to be independent in the FBI. You can't. There's no party loyalty. It's like, did you commit a crime?
Right.
Okay, we're gonna bust you for the crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the FBI does. They bust all sorts of crimes and all sorts of people.
And also the other reason was because the Russia investigation being ramped up. There's grand juries being heard. Comey got daily briefings as of 3 weeks ago. He was getting daily briefings instead of weekly briefings. So, and the big laugh is that Trump is writing he's having lawyers write a certified letter to say, I'm not involved with Russia.
Oh, he's going to do that to Lindsey Graham.
He's going to give that to Lindsey Graham.
Oh,
yeah. It's like, my dog ate my homework, and here's a note from my mother proving that. I mean, this is the President of the United States. I sometimes compare him to a schoolboy, but it's sad. That's what it is, and he's nowhere near adorable. Hey, I promised to mention, a good friend of mine, this Sunday is Japan Day in Central Park. Did you know that?
No.
This Sunday, starting at 10:30 at the bandshell, enters 69th and 5th Avenue. Japanese drumming, dance, karate, gospel music, the J-Music Ensemble. They're good. We had them here on Friday.
Oh, they are really good, actually.
And rock legend Alan Merrill. That's this Sunday, May 14th. Rock legend Alan Merrill. This Sunday, May 14th at the Central Park bandshell. For more information, go to JapanDayNYC.org.
Did Gino put you up to that?
No. Somebody else put me up to that.
I thought it was that quirky word Gino.
Not Gino, yeah. We have a long road ahead of us. We do, because the Watergate investigation was a bunch of White House goons that broke into an office. This is much more complicated. This is international.
This is like Saturday Massacre times 1,000.
This is money laundering. This involves other governments. We're going to be looking into this investigation for a long time. So I'm afraid we can't end this program anytime soon, but this program is coming to an end tonight. So do follow us on Twitter.
dvtv Live.
At dvtv Live, right? And we will be back next week. Yes, we will.
Yeah.
Okay, until then, this is Rich Speciale.
I'm Jean. I'm not a crook.
Yeah, she's not a crook either. For everyone here, good night.